Home nothing. I'd like to try this thing just once. Come on, honey.
We'll show him a thing or three.
No one will agree completely with my ranking. All opinions are valid. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It would be great if, in the comments, you post your ranking 1 to 10, 1 being the best, and I will compile the viewers' choices. The criteria is based on the overall movie. You can find supporting videos of different levels of detail in the complete Fred and Ginger playlist. A link is at the end of this video. Flying down to Rio is two almost diametrically opposed things. On the one hand, it is a very important movie history event, launching the greatest song and dance team in movie history, which changed how dance scenes were choreographed for the classical musical era. And it launched the careers of two of the classic era's greatest stars. On the other, it is, regretfully, not a very good movie, the only Fred and Ginger movie that is not overall at least good, if not great. It is for this latter reason it is rated last. In an interview later in life, lead actor Gene Raymond said he thought the movie was going to be the bomb of all bombs. The performance by the leads was underwhelming. I have not seen Raymond or the beautiful Dolores del Rio in other movies, and of course the script and direction could be major factors. Only twice were Fred and Ginger not the leads in their movies, and both times they stole the show. It is no surprise no star volunteered to be the lead over them for the third time. All of this was driven by one dance scene, the Carioca. For fans familiar with their dances, it is nice, but not really exceptional compared to their total body of work. 20/20 hindsight distorts historical views. In 1933, nobody had done something this special. So special, posters for the movie were created highlighting the 4th and 5th billed performers. Fred surely thought the quickly put together dance was nothing special compared to what he had done with Adele, so he was stunned when Douglas Fairbanks Jr. said to him, "What do you mean by revolutionizing the movie industry? I've just seen Flying Down to Rio, and you've got something absolutely new. It's terrific." Important? Yes. A great movie? No. Ginger gets a cute opening scene, and then a naughty little song in a skimpy outfit in their only pre-code movie. For the first time, movie audiences are dazzled with the fast-paced Fred solo, and he sings a song that hit number 6 on the Billboard Top 100. Ginger appears in a crazy airplane scene. This is their only movie with no romantic involvement between Fred and Ginger. They are friends and bandmates. Ginger had the higher billing, but Fred plays the lead sidekick, so has many more lines, and we are introduced to his charming ways. What makes this movie distinctive is one little Fred and Ginger dance scene. So new and different they applauded in the theaters, and the line at Radio City Music Hall wrapped around the block. Flying Down to Rio was not a hit, but the Carioca was. At the top of the poster for the next movie it proclaims, "The King and Queen of Carioca." Flying Down to Rio was produced by Marion C. Cooper, directed by Thornton Freeland, songs by Vincent Yeomans, Edward Alescu, and Gus Kahn, starring Dolores del Rio and Gene Raymond, co-starring Raul Rulian, Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Eric Blore, and Franklin Pangborn. The movie opens with a very nice image of Ginger, looking gorgeous. Pangborn is the tyrannical manager of this hotel, Blore his assistant. Ginger then plays the fast-talking, wisecracking role she had done so often leading up to this movie. Blore ended up in more Fred and Ginger movies than any other character actor, while Pangborn was in quite a few Ginger movies. Raymond and his sidekick Fred come flying in at the last minute. Ginger does a cute, naughty little song, Music Makes Me, in a very revealing outfit in their only pre-code movie. There are many sexual innuendos throughout this movie, never again so boldly in the rest of their movies. Raymond is a terrible band leader, gets them thrown out of gig after gig with his womanizing. Raymond and Del Rio start flirting, he dances with her, and there goes another gig. Fred is funny and charming, trying to stop Raymond from doing it again. Fred tells the band their next gig is in Rio de Janeiro, and Ginger wisecracks some more. Of course, Del Rio and Raymond are both going to Rio, so he takes her in his plane. He fakes a plane malfunction and spends the night on the beach with Del Rio. He plays a song for her, they kiss, and in their imagination declare their love for each other. But she cannot. She is engaged to marry. Raymond meets with Rulien, his friend in Rio who arranged his next gig, who, of course, is Del Rio's fiancée. Rulien keeps this to himself. The band visits the Carioca Casino to see a local band. They do not make a great first impression, taking naps. The crowd cheers for them to play the karaoke, and once the band gets going, they are impressive. The patrons dance with their foreheads together. Ginger asks, "What is with the foreheads?" And Fred says, "Mental telepathy." Ginger says, "I can tell what they are thinking about from here." They are all discouraged. How can they compete with this? Fred says, "I'd like to try this thing just once." Ginger's prophetic reply, "We'll show them a thing or three." It took them less than 2 minutes to change movie history. It's a nice little dance, with a comedic ending where they bunk heads and are dazed. There is then a long ensemble song and dance. 3 ladies take turns singing the song: Movida, Castaneda, Etta Moten, and Alice Gentle. Fred and Ginger do a quick little follow-up dance. The band is to play at the grand opening of the Hotel Atlantico, but a crooked banker and 3 shadowy figures plot against the owner, Del Rio's father. The threesome are out on the town. All Ginger wants is something sweet, Raymond to find Del Rio. Fred sees her and sends Raymond on a wild goose chase. He sits down with them and is thrown out of the establishment on his behind. That evening they are invited to an affair at the Aviators Club by Rulien, and Fred finds out about his engagement to Del Rio. He has to tell Raymond. More ensemble dancing to Raymond's new song, Orchids in the Moonlight, he had first played that night on the beach. Del Rio realizes the connection between Raymond and Rulien and is panicked. Rulien hints to her about what he knows and then sings the song to her. She asks that they get married right away. Raymond appears, and now everyone knows. Del Rio runs to Fred to dance as an escape. Fred figures it will be dumped outside again. The banker brags the hotel has no entertainment permit and will be a total failure. Ginger visits Fred trying to put together a dance act with some girls he has been able to round up. The band is playing Music Makes Me, and Fred is unable to stop himself from breaking out into a dance. This is the first time the movie public saw Fred's incredible and unusual tap dancing style and a high-speed display of his skills. They find out there is no entertainment permit, so no show. Raymond comes up with the idea of an air show instead. Raymond does the right thing and takes off, leaving a note to his good friend to lead the air show and marry that girl. Ginger comes up with the idea to elope. Is a pilot like the captain of a ship? Fred and the band are waiting at the hotel for the sign. The air club writes the invitation in the sky. Raymond says goodbye to Del Rio with one final kiss. Roulian sees it in his binoculars. Fred gets the band ready and then sings Flying Down to Rio, which hit number 6 on the Billboard Top 100. Fred signals Ginger, and Ginger signals the girls. This is one long, crazy scene. Ginger leads the girls through the air on the wings of these planes that most of them are strapped down on. Talk about pre-code. Many of these girls are braless and in sheer blouses. The mayor rushed back, the permit issue is resolved, and the banker and his henchmen are beaten. Roulian grabs Del Rio and rushes to the plane. He gets the pilot to perform the marriage. A marriage to Raymond. His engagement to Del Rio had been arranged when they were young. He wants Del Rio to be happy. Then he jumps out of the plane and parachutes back home. They must have known Fred and Ginger stole the show, because just like later in Roberta, they have the closing scene. Just a side note, long before cross-endorsing was a business buzzword, this movie was one long advertisement for RCA, RKO's parent corporation, from wiring messages to flying their planes. Please like and subscribe.